Welcome to Petpix World. We are so excited to introduce you to fantastic pet parents, pet experts, and talented pet clothing designers from all around the world. We are also very grateful. Thanks to you, our podcast is in the 0.5% globally ranked podcast. Woohoo! Yeah! We also have a magazine, so go to Amazon, look for Petpix World magazine, and here we are. My name is Vasi. I'm your host, a very passionate pet photographer who likes to give some tips and tricks on how you can utilize your phone and create beautiful memories, level up your social media, and so much more. And of course, we are very passionate to help rescue organizations to share with you incredible events from all around the world. Pets are family everywhere. So let's have fun, listen to our podcast, enjoy it, and see you soon. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm so excited about today because today it's going to be a fantastic day, a fantastic and really special interview. I know that a lot of times when I have the honor to meet very talented designers from all around the world, and when I ask the questions, how did you start your career? And very often I keep hearing, Vasi, well, everything started with trying to design a beautiful design for my fur baby. And then just when people discover it, we just continue. And this is the case today. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, friends, to introduce you to a very dear and special friend of mine, Anani. She is originally from Guatemala, and she is living in a beautiful UK, very close to London. And she is Thia's mom. And she just started doing her beautiful art. First, she started designing really beautiful accessories, primary bandanas for her girl, for Thia. And nowadays, over a year and a half, she dressed really very nicely and beautiful for babies from all around the world. So without further ado, I really want to thank you and welcome Anani. So hi, sweetie, how are you doing? Hi.
Thank you, Cassie. I'm really excited to be with you here. Your energy, your happiness is very contagious. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you as well.
I'm really good. Thank you. Enjoying the sun finally in the UK.
Oh, I can imagine. I heard that sometimes it does rain, but I'm sure that now in summer it's beautiful.
Oh, yes, definitely.
It's so funny because I was thinking, as I mentioned to you, and now I live in Florida. So by the way, a lot of people may not know, but we do have a raining season in Florida. And a lot of people recently have been moving to live around my area, and they're like, we never knew that it can rain. I'm like, yes, it can rain quite a bit. So I guess UK and Florida are a little similar in this aspect.
Yes. Oh, that's nice.
And so can you tell a little more about you and about Thia and your journey?
Yeah, so I'm 32 years old and I'm married to a British guy, and that's the reason why we moved here. And so he got for my 30th birthday, of course it was a lockdown and all of that, but we were not in lockdown. And the 25th of March, it was exactly my birthday. And we went into lockdown that day. So the night before, I've been asking for a dog. As soon as I moved here, I had to leave my dog in Guatemala. And I said to my husband, I can't be without a dog. I just can't. I've always had dogs. Dogs are a big part of my life. So I want a dog. He said, no, we can't at the moment. There's a lot of things going on. We need to travel a lot. Well, long story short, the night before my birthday, he went to have this dog. So he'd been doing all of this, with trying to find a dog. He finally found someone. He then got the dog and then leave it in some friend's house for the night.
Oh my God.
In the morning and bring it in the morning.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Wow.
For my birthday, she gave me Thia, my little daughter, and she's my inspiration.
Oh my God, so beautiful and so amazing. This is, great. And she's so cute. She's really adorable. I just
Little, but I'll show you a little. Yeah, look. She's really tired.
Of course she's tired. She's like, oh, Vasi, it's nap time. Why are you interrupting my mama here?
She has a big personality, you know. Sometimes my husband says like, well, if she's like this, I can't imagine how it's gonna be when we have kids because her personality, you know, she's a diva.
Oh yeah, and that's why, she encouraged you to kind of consider, and for you to start your career. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, you started creating these beautiful bandanas for her and just making sure she looks really nice because you always had this passion for very young child. And then
Yeah.
suddenly, did you just start getting a lot of offers from people you know? And that's how, you open Awesome Life by Tia?
Yeah, so there was the birthday of one of Thea's friends on Instagram, and the theme of the birthday was denim. So you have to take a photo of something with denim and upload it. And I made Thea little outfits, you know, with denim, some of my old denim jeans, and just cut them and did a little outfit for her. And then some people start sending me messages like, where do you got that? That's really nice. Like, can I get one? And I said, well, I did it myself. And they say, can you do that one for me? And I was like, yeah. And I sent some of them for free, you know, just because just love creating. I just love designing. And then one of my friends said to me, why don't you open a shop? Why don't you do dog clothing? You know, why don't you that you know, fashion has always been a big thing in your life. And I studied marketing, but fashion was like my biggest passion. So I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to put my two passions together. And that's how it all started.
Beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful story. From a denim outfit, here we are, a year and a half later, uh, making a lot of beautiful bandanas and accessories from, and then I'm curious, like, can you tell us some of the countries from where you have clients? I mean, of course, you cannot name all of them, but let's say 3 countries you can think of.
Yes. So that's a big thing because when I started the shop, I was thinking something that I've always, you know, if I like something, but then you see you have to pay £30 for shipping and it puts you off, you know, of ordering or something more. So I really wanted to make the brand something that can expand everywhere around the world, you know, everywhere around the world. So I went to the post office and they gave me a special rate. So I'm having free shipping worldwide. So yeah,
Bravo, you smart girl. Yes, that's amazing. Wow, you're inspiration for so many people. So, I think that this is a very brave action and step in your career saying, okay, let me go. And that's actually really inspirational because some people, they may say, oh, why should I waste my time? Or how about if I go there and they say no? But how
yeah,
about if you go there and it works out? And here
yeah.
we are. Congratulations. This is a big deal.
Right. Thank
Wow.
you. Yes, I think I prefer paying the shipping myself, you know, so I put a little bit into that because I also feel like I want to give people back a little bit of love in every order. Do you know what I mean? It's not only money, money, money. I want to give them as a gift the shipping. So because of the free shipping, you know, I've been like, well, I was praying for God to open doors for me, you know, in the area and everything. So then finally they say, yeah, you know, it was lockdown. They were supporting small business and they said, okay, we're going to give you a special rate. So I'm delivering worldwide and that opens the doors for all different countries. You know, I've been sending orders to places that I never imagined, you know, like Philippines, Australia, all Europe, Chile in South America,
Wow.
Mexico, Guatemala, all America, Alaska, you know, like Canada,
Mhm.
different places around the world. What other country? Let me see. Singapore, uh,
Wow. I have an
South
interview person.
Korea, South.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been crazy, you know, it's been crazy. It's been amazing really to see your things in a different, you know, in
Yes.
the other side of the world and people loving it. And sending a little bit of your heart and passion around the world. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
It is an amazing, wow. And listen, you have to connect me with some of these people because I would love to interview them. I haven't had person from Singapore or Korea or, Chile, I haven't had, but I just want to ask you, how did you feel when you sent the order to Guatemala from where you are originally from?
Oh, that really like, because I know like the Guatemala, the economy is completely different to other countries and all of that. And to see that your same people, people from your country are supporting what you're doing, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. I even send, I like, this is a little secret, but I'll tell them here. I always like to send extra things, in my orders. Even like an extra bow or an extra bandana or an extra bead or adding extras. I believe that customer service for me is the biggest thing when I'm buying. If they treat me, I want to create the whole experience. My boxes are pink. My card that I send has a positive message to every person so that when they open the order, it lifts them up. It's something that brings their hope in their day. It's not only like, oh, one box and open it and that's it. It's a whole experience from the moment they order to when they receive it. And I love the attention to detail, so I love putting extra things or a gift for their dog mommies, things like that.
Yes,
So
no, this is
yeah.
very incredible. And I can tell you, I actually did have one of my students was from Bulgaria 2 years ago. And so the course she got was the best course I ever had created, is the mastermind, which she became part of it. And it was one of the most the dearest things. And I love all of my students, all of our community, but I felt that this is my way of giving back to my country.
Mm.
And in fact, I messaged her recently and she said, Vasi, I just have to tell you, I mean, we haven't talked with each other like about a year, maybe 10 months. She said, Vasi, between you and me, uh, I, you know, I had the opportunity to go to a lot of classes, but Vasi, there is no class like yours. And I told her, listen, next time when I go to Bulgaria, I would love to meet you in person because again, I met her only virtually. She said, you give me the time and day and I will be there. It doesn't matter. I'm like, I know the feeling, you just like your heart it's filled up because you're so passionate what we do. You're so passionate being a pet parent, and you're so passionate part of you to go back into your country where you were born. It's like I don't even think words can describe it and tap on it, but it's amazing. So I can imagine, and some people, they may not know, but as you mentioned, the economy in Guatemala, because I interview people from Guatemala and I know some of the rescue organizations and etc. And the same like in Bulgaria, there are a lot of poor babies on streets. People are having very uh, small income, barely having money, honestly, to buy bread and take care of the bills. And suddenly they appreciate your art. And that's
Yeah.
a game changer.
Yes. I would love to. Growing up as a child, I always used to say to my mom, when I grow up, I'm going to buy a big mansion and I'm going to put all the dogs there and have a big pool and give them a lot of food, and things like that. But then I was thinking, what can I do now with the little that I have, because I feel like we cannot wait until we have everything to start doing something.
Absolutely.
So also being able to support, places back in Guatemala, rescue places for dogs, or with some products that they can sell, or they can do like some competitions, or things like that, that they can create an income for them. It's been an amazing experience, to see all of that together.
Yes, yes. Well, I thank you so much. And by the way, I do have an interesting person from your own country I want to
Mm,
introduce you to. So I will do that.
really?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's incredible to when we think of it, like all the people we get to know. And it's so funny because when you had, especially in UK, you had really serious lockdown in a lot of other places as well. We were a little more fortunate in US and particularly in Florida. But anyway, it's like when people were at home and they're like, well, we are bored, we miss, going out with friends. And I'm like, oh no, I'm so happy to meet all of these new friends virtually and to be able to really much virtually even have a cup of coffee and communicate and establish great friendships and partnerships. And it's like I really actually love it. It gives us a lot. We can travel virtually. And
Exactly. Yes.
can travel virtually. I mean, that's the beauty of it. And that's actually one thing in July magazine issue, 31 days around the world, which I had this idea maybe in the beginning of May, because with summer coming up, and I was like, well, I know that now a lot of people will start traveling more than they have been, because all of my friends, they're like, oh, in summer we are traveling somewhere with our doggies, without our four babies. And I'm like, well, I guess July magazine needs to be around the world. So it's well 31 days around the world with Petpix and friends like you from UK, sounds, and Australia and Canada and France and Italy and Spain and etc. Sounds amazing. But I would like to know a little more. You mentioned that sometimes you get together with some of your models who live in London, beautiful London,
Yes.
and you go for a cup of coffee, cup of tea, sorry, English cup of tea. So that was a little more.
Yeah, so we have a big community, of dogs in London, in England, in the UK in general. There's a lot of places where you can go with your dogs, hotels, restaurants, loads of places, even cinemas that you can go with your dog. So
Yay!
it's beautiful, because, for example, we have been married for 4 years with my husband and we don't have children yet. So our dog is literally our
She's
baby.
yep.
Unlike us, a lot of young couples have the same, have a little dog, and they don't want to have children yet. So I met some lovely, lovely friends through Instagram, and we met, for afternoon tea with doggies.
Mm.
So you can go to, in London, you can go to a cafe where they have, they serve little cups for your dog, little desserts for the dog and for you. Or there's
Amazing.
spas where you can take your dog for grooming and little massage and masks for the dogs around the eyes or the hair and everything, while you're also getting a spa day.
Amazing.
So it's beautiful, because it's this whole community is a very real community, and it's a very, oh, it's lovely. I really, really enjoy that time. I met a lot of people through Instagram for that reason, because otherwise I think I was saying to my husband, it's very difficult because when you move to a new country, how do you start making your community? How do you start making
Yes.
your friends? And I think Instagram has been a big, big, help during the lockdown because that's how we met. And we met also with the Ferdrov, the owner.
Yes, Rachel, I love her. We interviewed her. I know
Oh,
her for a few years. Yes,
we
she's
love
amazing.
Rachel. She had an afternoon tea party last year in the
Woo!
summer. So we met with some other dogs, like Thea has her Instagram account, is Thea McCall. And then Romeo and Reggie, Fabio,
Yes.
other dogs. And then we met. And it was lovely, to spend some time together in Brighton by the sea, and having some tea, sharing some stories, sharing the same passions, about dogs. And it's just lovely.
It's lovely. It is lovely. Well, I wish I can be there, but some will be virtually there because I know that in the future, friends, we will continue, kind of sharing with you and showcasing you the lifestyle of fur babies and amazing, pet parents and businesses like yourself from UK. And so, hearing about tea. So tea, it's a big deal apparently. Like, I mean, obviously, the whole world we know UK and tea, and I'm a coffee drinker, so it's everyone knows. Like I love my coffee. I'm so crazy about my coffee, and so people will be laughing at me. But I even bring my coffee maker when I go for 1 week on vacation.
Really?
Yeah, because my husband and the people and the family members we go with, they like to drink the traditional coffee. I love my cappuccino, so I bring my own coffee maker. And now, when I go to my parents at some point to Europe, I know my mom has the same coffee maker like me, because of course I had to share and spread the love. I'm like, Mom, here it is. And another interesting fact, actually off topic, but as we know that the electric system in US and UK and Europe, it's very different. So interesting fact is that when I was sending these coffee machines to my mom, she kept burning them. And she had a special transformator for the electrical. It ended up that it wasn't strong enough to handle the machine when it was warming the milk. So eventually she had to buy like a commercial, electric transformator. So I'm just mentioning this to people who are traveling to Europe. If you are bringing, like sometimes we are used to certain things in US, or like you're used to in UK and you come to US, keep this little detail, friends, in mind, because you're
Yeah.
unfortunately face it. Imagine to burn our computers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
sorry. I know it has nothing to do with fur babies, but talking about traveling, especially in July, with 31 days around the world, I had to just mention it. So
Oh,
it's
yeah. There's a lot of things. You think the whole world works the same way, and then you come here and the plugs are different. You
yeah,
have to turn on the plugs here, otherwise they don't charge. Things like that you forget.
really?
Yeah, so the first time when I came to England, I put my phone on charge and I said to my husband, "Oh no, I think that my phone is broken, it's not charging or anything." And he said, "But you haven't turned the switch on." So you have to turn a switch on to charge anything, for the plugs to work, to actually work.
I did
Yeah.
that. Well, thank you for educating. So, friends, if you're planning to go to UK
Yes.
sometime soon, just keep this in mind because it might come handy. Oh,
Oh,
wow, this is so
yeah. And
interesting.
it's a different adapter also. It's three. And you
Yes,
make sure to turn it on, otherwise it won't charge.
we want our phones to be able to connect with our friends from Instagram and Facebook. Oh, wow, that's really amazing. And is there anything else you may would like to tell to people?
I want to, like, if you can tell us a little bit about what you do and everything.
Oh, yes. Well, okay. So my story, it's a long one. I will make it long story short, but I came to US 12 years ago, and I honestly almost didn't speak any English. So to me, one of the biggest challenges in my life was to learn English. And I actually had few months when I had to actually cut down the conversations with my parents because I had to learn English, and it was very confusing going back and forth between Bulgarian and English. So I was speaking to my parents, but very little. So eventually I got married, and my husband and we couldn't have child for a long time as well. And like we couldn't have. And so one day my mom told me, Vasi, you have your doggy and your kitty cat. And I tell all of my neighbors where we live that you have two kids, and you do. And I already was helping my photographer, and he kept asking me, Vasi, what do you want to specialize in? So long story short, I became a pet photographer. So 2016, 17, and 18, my clients kept asking me, Vasi, give us tips how we can take pictures of our fur babies when you're not around. Truly, that's what they were saying. And they used to call it Vasi style. So 2019, I opened Petpix Academy, which started as a virtual educational platform on how to take phone pictures. Well, but then my students kept asking me questions, Vasi, how can we grow our social media? How can we take videos? How can we build a home studio at home and take pictures with our phone? And I kept creating. And then I signed up by mistake for a podcast training. And one Sunday, it was one Sunday in December 2020, I got a message, Vasi, your podcast training is starting tomorrow. I'm like, when did I sign up? It was marketing. It was helping me with visibility. So a few months later, we launched Petpix Academy podcast, which made it to top 10. And somehow we got into pet fashion. And nowadays we are a lot into pet fashion and etc. And then eventually, currently we are actually in the 0.5% globally listened podcast. So this is a huge accomplishment. I want to say thank you to all of our followers and friends. But I couldn't understand why I was so passionate about helping so many rescue organizations, highlighting so many events. We also did, not typical for a lot of platforms, but we did a whole month bringing awareness and fundraising events for Pet Cancer Foundation in October, and all of this stuff. And suddenly, I'm like everyone, all of my marketing team were asking me, so Vasi, what is Petpix? I mean, it's clearly not only education, a platform, and we don't know what to showcase to the world. And I kept doing these podcasts. I mean, a year and 3 months later, we have over 230 podcast episodes. And that's a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't even launched all of the interviews I have done as a podcast. And then in January, again, as I mentioned to you, and I'm sorry, I guess my story is very long, but in January, I couldn't go to Pet Fashion Week, which was in February of this year. And I said, well, I guess we are doing, said, I was talking to someone. He said, well, what is stopping me of doing a virtual fashion week? What is the issue? I mean, there is no, let's get it done, Vasi. So Pop Fashion Week was born, and the day before the Pop Fashion Week actually happened, it was Sunday morning at 10, 11 in the morning. After breakfast, I was drinking my cup of coffee and I kept looking at Professional Photographers of America magazine and said, be amazing if we have a place like a magazine, like a booklet. We can showcase, we can write our schedule for the fashion week so people know what to expect. I mean, we had 15 designers in 5 organizations. That's quite a bit for a week. Well, I said, well, I guess we're doing a magazine, but I said, I do everything. And I said, well, I do everything really different. And I said, well, let me find a platform to host videos in our magazine. I launched the magazine. 2 hours later, people asked me, when it's April, we should come. I'm like, great. And I launched it exactly a year after our podcast. So it was I remember I worked over 12 to 15 hours that day with Mary Allen, who helps me. She's a designer, also one of a kind. And we worked, and I said, I need to launch it today. My family is, Vasi, you have to come for dinner. I said, I'm sorry. It's a question of my word. This magazine needs to go out today. It has to be published today. I published it, and now we do every month a magazine. And it's really like I upgraded every month. And that's it. But I would say that finally I discovered what's Petpix. It's a virtual community center. And now it gives everything. Now it puts everything into right place. I mean, we do events, we host events, we bring awareness. We are the voice of the people. And I always tell people, it's not about Vasi, it's about the people. It's about you, because we tell your stories. You know, if you go to news, they would tell your story in the way they want to tell the story, most likely, right? But we tell the story you provide us with. That's yes. And sometimes people like sharing their stories like you, and I'm like, okay, do you know that what you just told me right there, these 2 words, let's do something about it. Like you said, I want to help Guatemala, and now my brain is, how can I help you? Together we can help more fur babies in Guatemala. So that's the person I am. It's always trying to find a different angle of helping people and fur babies. So I'm sorry, it's a long story, but I guess people can relate to it. And just everything, it's all about, Vasi, can you do this fundraising event? Can you do this? I'm like, of course, you just give me the info. Tell me and I will show up. As long as it's not on Sunday, because Sundays are my day off, you know. But one of the craziest things I have done for podcast recording at 4 in the morning, my time with Australia. Like, and in fact, I actually do have one, as well coming up 5 in the morning, my time.
No.
Whatever it takes, it's for the people. It's not, I will do it, whatever it takes.
Oh, yes, I was worried about the times because I thought, what time is there? Because I didn't know where you were. I only knew that you were in America, but I thought, what if it's 7 hours behind, and it's 3 here,
So cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all, it's always good. It doesn't matter to me. I would do it. That's why I tell people, if you want to be on our podcast and if you don't see any time convenient for you, DM me. I will manually schedule it because I
Yeah.
can, I can do this. I mean, it's there, by the way, there are only so many nights you have a week. So I'm very cautious about my nights because I already know that few of them I'm teaching or doing other things,
Yeah.
family arrangements, and etc. Photographing, I still photograph full time, you know.
Wow.
So it's not like obviously one of the best time of the day to take pictures. It's late afternoon. We call it the golden hour.
Oh, I know. I do that with my dogs, trying to catch the sun and
So
it's a night.
yeah, exactly. So people would say, Vasi, can we do a podcast in the evening? I'm like, let me see how many Wednesdays and Thursdays I have left from this month. But I always make it happen. Sometimes I
Yeah.
even do one after each other. I'm like, listen, we have 25 minutes to do live, but it's okay. As long as I'm done by this time, I can jump with me South Carolina. It's okay,
Yeah.
which I didn't, you
Yeah.
know. But anyways, that's
Um,
today you are the focus. But thank you so much. It's so funny. No one ever asked me this question. No,
no, I love getting to know, it's not only an interview. I like to know about you, and I like also because there are gonna be people that know me but not know you. So I
I,
love when you share, and I love your passion. I love what you do. I love that you're creating this community and this space for all of us to have a voice. Like as a dog fashion designer, it's like, for example, I love what you said, that it's not about you, it's about people. And I love that quote, because I think the same in the shop. For example, I design clothes and I do collections, but sometimes people said to me, like, I have my dog's birthday coming up and I have this and this, and my budget is this, what can you create for my dog? So I
yeah,
think it's important to have empathy with people. Sometimes I think, well, this will cost a lot more, but I'm gonna adapt to this and I'm gonna give this person a special gift, making it with this fabric that is more expensive, but that's my way of
give
giving
back.
people back. So it's not only creating something, it's not really about the sales, it's about making people happy. That's my goal, making
Yes,
people happy with
I
the
love it.
creation
Yeah, that's your quote. Making people happy. I love it. And my
Yeah.
quote, it's not about us, it's about the people. And I know the feeling because I feel very compassionate, and I celebrate with our people all the wonderful moments. We also, unfortunately, go sometimes with difficult moments, but we also go through it together. And
Mhm.
one of the reasons, like, we highlight a lot of sometimes not fun topics, but it's life, and you have to see you're not lonely. But then the end of the day, you and I, we are very given people. And as our interview is showing today, it doesn't matter. I always say this, it doesn't matter where you're born,
Mhm.
where do you live. It matters who you are. Who are you striving to be? And what are you going to do today to help the community? And that's how I see it. That's how I live it. And sometimes people, they may not understand. It's We do it from the bottom of our heart, but like you are facing some problems. Sometimes you want this fabric, but maybe it's not available. Maybe the shipping of the fabric, it's a little slower, but you're always trying to find a way to make your client, because as you said it yourself, the customer service, this relationship, this friendship with your clients, it's very important and crucial. Well, the same happens for me. People may say, oh, it's just so easy, you're living your life. But how many times I had to say some, like, no, or yes, or to ask for help, or to do whatever else it takes. So we do what we feel it needs to be done in a positive way. Of course, health and being safe, um, it's the most important, but we do whatever it takes. I mean, even the fact that you are here with us today, instead of you working your clients, it showcase your dedication, your love. You went to the post office, and I'm emphasizing on this because, as I told you, we do this women empowering event, but it doesn't matter, woman, man, woman, man, who, it's not who you are in this way. It's what did you try to do today and this morning. And that's how I will finish it for today. I asked myself the question, and that's how I put it into perspective. People, they don't know, but I think quite a bit every day. But I get tired from thinking. Sometimes I thought today, what did I do this month to upgrade and elevate Petpix? And if I have one big achievement, for everyone can be small. For me, can be passing my own fears or whatever I felt. If I did one thing, mission accomplished for this month.
Exactly.
Did I help at least one person? Did you help one person of your people to be happy, to hold their fur babies with your beautiful design? So if we made one person happy, mission achieved, at least for this month. But of course, much more to come. And so can you tell people, please, where they can find you?
Well, so we have our shop is pawsomelifebythia.com. And we also have Instagram as Pawsome Life by Thia. All together is Pawsome is Paw without an E. So it's Pawsome.
I love it. I love it. You can see it, friends, here, or for those of you who are listening this as a podcast, all of the information will be below in the description of the podcast. If you're watching these, friends, you can just look at the description. You can find them. All the links will be there. And just, go and say hi, to Anani. As you can see, she's amazing. She is a very special person. This is in Instagram. Here you can find them. It's just everything, one word, no dashes, nothing. And you can find also, their website. And I just love, the globe. It's kind of one of my favorite emojis. By the way, what is your favorite emoji?
The hug. Do you know the face with the hands like?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
To everyone, it's like, hello, a hug.
I love this. Well, you're this very warm and wonderful person, and I cannot thank you enough for being with us on the show today. And did you enjoy it? Did you have fun?
I love it. I love that you're creating a big dog culture that is worldwide. You're in America, I'm in England, but we are connected and we feel so close. I feel like if I know you for like all my life, it's amazing.
It is. Well, thank you. We're in this together, and now I know that this is just the beginning of our journey. And friends, I would encourage you to check out our current July issue of the magazine. You can find some very interesting articles from our special lady in the show today. And just know that, again, it doesn't matter where do you live. The most important is the passion we have for our fur babies, as we like to say. And one of the things Petpix stands for, it's Pets Our Family, which is our global kind of mission. We encourage more people from different countries to join us and just help us to bring awareness that fur babies can be happy. They can go to restaurants, to the cinema, to have a cup of tea, or to go to the salon with mommy. Everything is possible as long as you are open to try new good things. Again, healthy, and everything else comes first. And just nothing to lose, only to gain. And in our case, our memories, good new friends, and again, take your phone, press the button of your phone, and know that today it's the most important. Live the moment, live the life, and that's what matters. So thank you, friends. Have an amazing day, and thank you so much for everything. It has been such a pleasure.
Thank you, Passy.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. I really truly hope you enjoyed it. You learned some new tips and tricks. You feel inspired. Please go below in the description. Follow our amazing speaker. Go and say hi. Also, check out our website, petpixworld.com, and you're going to discover we have great free classes. We also have our new community. Woohoo! We have finally, all of us as passionate pet parents or businesses, we can connect in one place. We also have a lot of resources specifically only for our website tribe. Yay! Please show us your support, leave us a review. You can find our podcast in all of the major podcast platforms from all around the world. And don't forget, we have a fantastic, very unique magazine, so you can find our magazine in Amazon when you search for Petpix World magazine on our website and other magazine platforms. So lastly, don't forget, we are here if you'd like to be highlighted, if you know for any fundraising events you would like for us to share with you, just let us know. So thank you, continue, enjoy, and see you next time in our next podcast episode. This is Vasi, your host and passionate pet mom, exactly like you. So see you soon.